As most of you are probably aware, since the time skip, we've been getting arcs that match up to previous arcs and reminds us of previous arcs in some way. So during this video, keep that thought in mind, please. Keeping that thought in mind, think back to Thriller Bark, when Kuma showed up and asked for Straw Hat Luffy's head. Now, if you think about this, I believe something similar could easily happen when you really think about it. With Kaido, when the Straw Hats realized they can't beat Kaido, and Kaido just like, this piece of trash destroyed the Smiley factory. I'm going to kill him. So I have a theory on how they will get out of that situation, and it heavily involves Nami. But first, I would like to say that I believe there will most likely be a second time skip in One Piece, like another time skip. But just like previously, there needs to be an event that triggers it, like the Straw Hat being completely dominated in a fight. Kuma and the war made Luffy realize if we go to the new world right now, and we do things the way I want to do things, we will all die. So please keep that in mind later on when I get into the part of this video that I'll be discussing the second time skip. But first, let's involve Nami's heavy role in triggering this second time skip. Now, just like in Thriller Bark, I believe Kaido, once realizing how much his friends mean to Luffy, would gladly accept somebody else dying in his place. Now, I believe Nami, just like she was in Thriller Bark, will probably have been off doing something when Kaido arrives and takes out the crew. Maybe she'll be off stealing some treasure or something. I don't know what island they'll be on, but whatever. I do believe she won't be there, and she'll arrive there. And once she arrives, she'll be like, oh crap! Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji have been defeated, and I'm the only crew member conscious. I can't beat Kaido. So I believe what she would do is do the same thing Zoro did in Thriller Bark, and just be like, take my life in place of Luffy. And you want revenge, trust me. Killing one of his friends, in his eyes, is just as bad, it's not worse, than killing him. But I really don't care. Because Zoro did the same thing. Zoro knows if he had died in that thing with Kuma, he knows how upset Luffy would be. And he'd be devastated. He knew that. But he didn't care. The whole crew is like that. Now, the reason Kuma, did everything for Zoro was because Zoro was saying, I will be the one to become the world's greatest swordsman one day. You're looking at the world's greatest swordsman. Take my life instead of his, because it will be worth as much as the Pirate King's one day. Now, Nami doesn't have that, but Kaido isn't a marine or a warlord. He's an emperor. He's a pirate. So, most likely, he would be the fight with making Luffy's life as a pirate a lot harder. With making Luffy devastated at the loss of a friend. And making Luffy's life a lot harder. Because this is a new world. Without a navigator, they most likely wouldn't make it to the next island. I believe that would be Nami's logic here. To tell Kaido, without me, they won't make it to the next island alive. They will die. Like you'll say that trying to convince Kaido killing her will give the Straw Hats either a major setback, devastate the captain, make him regret destroying the Smiley factory, and most of all, it will satisfy a need for revenge. So I do believe that is how Nami would convince Kaido to kill her in place of Luffy. Now, let's move on to the part about whether or not Nami will actually die. Now, I do not believe Nami is actually going to die. I believe she'll be severely injured by Kaido. And like in a little kind of like Zoro did a Thriller Bark, get lucky. Like barely survive. I believe Kaido being being so suicidal would probably just go up to the top of like a 10, 30, 40, 50 foot tall building and just drop Nami off of the top of the building. And I believe Nami could get really lucky and survive. She'll be so injured that Kaido will be like, oh, she's gonna bleed to death. I'm just gonna leave her to bleed to death. But then, because of plot and just luck, Chopper would start waking up at that moment and go over and be able to treat Nami's wounds. Now, prior to all of this happening, I also believe that Mastraia would have been dominated. And I mean wrecked. I believe Luffy will go Gear 4, and Kaido will just raise one hand and grab Luffy King Kong gun and be like, no, your King Kong gun does nothing to me, kid. Flick him and he'll be like, that's dead. Like, kind of like when they fought Kuma and Kizaru, and Sabaody, they will be completely and utterly destroyed. Now, I believe, unlike the situation with Zoro, when Zoro was able to keep it a secret, he was like, Brook, Sanji, I know you two saw what I did, and I don't want you to tell anyone ever. This is my secret. I believe, unlike with that situation, Luffy will pretty much order Nami, will save the wounds himself. And because he knows Nami's not like Zoro, like he won't be used to seeing Nami covered in blood, half dead, he'll be like, what the hell happened? He'll pretty much order Nami, how did you get these injuries? Because, let's all be honest, Luffy doesn't really mind Zoro getting hurt, because Zoro's a swordman. Zoro is going to get hurt no matter what. It's in him what he does. Nami's a navigator. Like, Luffy doesn't want to see his friend getting hurt, and since Nami, unlike Zoro, isn't a superhuman, like Zoro isn't can't jump off a 10,000 meters and maybe survive. Well, Zoro couldn't do that. Kaido could. Kaido did. Zoro never did that. But you know what I mean. Zoro can do a lot of things and live. I do not believe Nami could do any of the things Zoro did when it comes to survival rate. So Luffy would of course be very concerned and order Nami, tell me how you got these wounds, and Nami would be like, I don't have a choice because it's an order from the captain, so I don't have a choice. So he would then tell him, to protect you and the rest of the crew from Kaido, I did this. And Luffy would then be like, I couldn't protect anybody. He'll realize that the emperors are on a whole nother level. A whole nother level than they are. And you adding up the Nami near-death injuries that she took to protect him from Kaido, and the crew being completely dominated by Kaido in a fight, Luffy will realize they are too weak and they need to become stronger. So I believe Luffy will, once Nami is healed, he will have them go to a deserted island in the New World, like an empty island that nobody goes on. And this is where I get into the part about the second time skip of One Piece. In Dressrosa, we saw Usopp unlock Observation Haki. However, he doesn't know how to use it or control it. He only unlocked it one time. He doesn't know he used it. it was unconsciously. Just like when Luffy used his King's Haki during the War of the Best. So, when they go to the deserted island, I believe Luffy they could all, instead, because I believe during those 2 years, they all did all they could alone. I don't think there's anything more about navigation when it comes to the new world Nami can learn from outside people. I believe everything else Nami could learn about navigation and the weather of the new world would be from experience. Also, remember, the whole new world hadn't been explored yet. Those guys on Weatheria, they had no idea what the weather around Ractel will be like. Who knows how difficult getting to Ractel will be when it comes to the weather. My point is that I also don't really see a difference to if it was up with his friends or wasn't with his friends. Would it change how much he would improve his sniping ability? Not really. I believe they could all get in the training they needed to get in together. Because I believe the main focus of this training they had together would be to teach Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy to help the others unlock Haki and teach them how to use it. What each person would specify in and who they would train with would be something I'll talk about another time. But I do believe they would stay on an island together. I believe they would probably stay on this island in hiding for about a year. I don't believe they would stay too long. Just like a year and a half, two years at the most. Another 2 year time skip is the longest I see it being. But then the Strong will make another comeback. And then they would, of course, go and continue their journey in the new world. But yes, I think I'm actually going to do another video where I go into deeper detail of the second time skip another time. But yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more videos too.